Well, I will. I mean, we're already 5 minutes over, so we'll jump into it. It's pretty short today. I mean, the week's been pretty chill, which I think is good. Just kind of resetting on a few things, but I think it's been interesting in the space with Mad Lads and the fun and Angelio FUD yesterday. Well, not really FUD, but raffle stuff that's been going on. So. Which update? There's been no movement on the winner nor the dust from the other wallets that were funded from Mosaic. So have been watching to see if anything happens there, but until anything moves, we just marked it as suspicious, like just because. But without further ado, we'll jump into it. So welcome to the Seven Seas space we have here. Brink had uh, wanted to put this together to jump in here today for our VC. I'm sure it'll get more dolled up over time, and yeah, Brink's probably having fun with like some giant, I don't know, monster coming out of the sea or something that's gonna attack me mid mid VC. But um, pretty chill space, so uh, I like it. And Brink, correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the templates you can pick. Is it for any space that you
Correct.
have, or just Ivory?
Ivory and up.
Okay, Ivory and up.
Any of the templates only work Ivory and up
Okay.
for now, at least.
Does it scale size? Do you know if it scales size wise based off of the?
I don't know. I know
Okay.
there's like exclusive. I think there's exclusive templates for Onyx and Vision,
Okay.
but I don't think it's different size-wise depending.
Gotcha.
I haven't checked though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine it would be because I don't know how you would just scale it unless you, I don't know, make it more
You just make the island
detailed
bigger,
or
I
something.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. Um, that's pretty fun though. So yeah, anybody that has the portals that messes around with them, if you want, you can start with a template like this, which is pretty fun. Um, Jumping into it, quality of life has been pretty chill. So we pushed out this week, for those of you that use Citrus, is what's called a loan to value offer. And essentially, what that means is for those, again, that are lending on Citrus, it matters. For everyone else, it doesn't matter. But it's actually quite nifty. So you can set up a pegged offer to a percentage of the floor for collection. And so as that floor price adjusts up and down, like your offer always adjusts with it until you either hit your max limit or your offer gets picked up. And what that really means for the max limit is like you set an amount of SOL above what the current offer would be at 80%. And then as the floor price goes up, your offer goes up until you reach that max limit. So it might be confusing for some folks like to hear it, but once you put numbers in there, and I think once your first offer is like either picked up or your max limit's reached, you could kind of get a better understanding for how to kind of create these things. The nice part about it is like for lenders, it really reduces your risk because you don't have to go in and kind of micromanage these offers, and you also don't have to worry about the floor price, just absolutely dumping and your offer getting picked up as it dumps, right? I think that's been probably the case for most of the defaults, I would say, over the past, I don't know, we'll say give or take a couple of months that Citrus has been out, have all have a lot of them have been due to the fact that like floor prices are dumping, people don't go in there and adjust their offer quick enough. Their offer gets picked up as the floor price keeps going down, and then they just get stuck in it for the week, 2 weeks, 3 days, 5 days. And so this is just a way to hopefully hedge that a bit more for people. So I think it's pretty awesome. We put a video out. I put a video out on YouTube for it. So anyone that's interested in using these, definitely recommend jumping in there and checking that out. It's only 4 minutes long. If you have questions, there's a bunch of folks that I know respond in Citrus chat. You can DM me directly. You can put a question in website support. Whatever your preference is, especially if you're having issues with it, issues I've seen so far are people using this to try to set um, a regular loan offer. Don't use the LTV offer if you're just trying to set a specific sold value because it's going to adjust as the floor price adjusts. So if you put in 90% and for whatever a Fox is, um, and you only want the offer to be like, I don't know, 50 sold or something like that, it's going to adjust. So if you put 50 sold in there, it might be invalid in the beginning. If the floor price comes down, it might become valid again and pick it up. But if you're just trying to set a fixed sold price, don't use a loan to value offer. Um, and and I guess like the only other question that I think that I've seen is you can make multiple offers of this, and so you can create 50 of these in one shot if you want to, and adjust them as you see fit. You can manage your loan to value offers the same way you manage any other loan on your profile. You can do all the modifications directly from that page as well to offers that are currently open. So if you want to adjust your percentage for the loan to value percentage, if you want to adjust your maximum amount of SOL you put in there, if you want to change the duration or terms in your loans, you can do all of that from your profile. You don't have to cancel it, come back and create a new one. You can still modify it, which is pretty clean. So that's been like the big thing that we pushed out this week as far as quality of life goes. I know Dev is, I'm sure most folks know that Dev's traveling, or has been traveling for the past day and some change. So it's just been kind of more chill from an actual pushing this past week for things to move out. Um, Probably one of the bigger updates that we put out too this week was promotion or for title for Sociosa. So we pushed him up to the head of growth and strategic partnerships. He's been an instrumental part to the project. Really had gotten heavily involved when we launched Token Market. Was really helpful for getting a lot of these tokens added on the site and talking with other projects, kind of building up these relationships within the whole ecosystem. And it's just been like super helpful for that, and has also branched into more of the AMAs with other projects, with these partnerships with Citrus, partnerships with just trying to connect with other communities, having other spaces, not even necessarily AMAs. And it's just been like really helpful from a general standpoint of connecting in with other projects in this space and making sure that people know of Foxes and want to kind of be involved to some capacity. So we've decided to kind of bump his role up. That way, I would say people kind of take him more seriously, although he's gotten a lot of really good relationships, but it just helps us from a general exposure standpoint to have, more people that are, able to go out and kind of make these deals and talk with others without having to, come to myself or Dev for like approval or as that like official connection, if you will. So pretty excited to kind of bump him up in the team, and he's again been super helpful for over the past year with Foxes. So just wanted to give a shout out to Sociosa. If you haven't already, feel free to show him some love in Alpha Channel. He's in there. You could throw it really wherever you want to, but just wanted to give a shout out to Sociosa. Uh, Next, just wanted to cover the month-end raffles and giveaways and all that kind of fun stuff. So I put the big ones in here. We do also have a weekly raffle that is going on for raffles. If you just participate in raffles and submit or create a tweet, tag a couple of things, and put the link in for that specific raffle that you purchased into. I think we have 6 Foxes in there. I think it's like 95 soul, something along those lines. Um, but we've got our monthly raffle. You can buy tickets until Wednesday. So please make sure you do. 1K Foxy a piece, total ticket supply 7777. I think there's 5,400-ish left to be purchased, so make sure you do buy them before that is up. Um, and we've got over 1,000 soul in prizes for that. That's for our monthly April raffle. We have our second bi-monthly raffler raffle. Over 300 soul and prizes, two FFFs, four TFFs. We got three ovals. I don't know why it grabbed the wrong picture here, but three heists. They are different. I don't know why it shows three the same. And four lilies. And then for our citrus raffle, so this is the first month that we're doing partnership prizes. So if you've dealt in any loans for Clanos, you're eligible to win a Clano. If you've done any, and that's just the actual Clano collection. That doesn't include clay or clay makers. If you've done OK Bears, you have a chance to get an OK Bear. And if you've done any Blocksmith Labs or Smiths, you have a chance at winning a Smith. And we actually had gotten a pretty nice one from a default. So I put it here. It hasn't been upgraded. I don't really know their upgrade mechanic. I'll apologize for that in advance. You have a chance at winning that Smith that's in the picture here. So it's one of the crowns. I think it has a little bit of a higher floor premium than regular ones. So wanted to put those out there. And then the other remainder prizes, one FFF, two TFFs. We've got an Oogie. We've got two ovals, three lilies, two claymakers. And I didn't put it in this graphic, but we also are doing 200 chests to folks that also have gotten tickets through raffle or through Citrus by using the Citrus platform. So there's ways for you to get tickets as a lender. There's ways for you to get tickets as a borrower. You get more tickets for borrowing than lending, and all of those goes into the pot for the bottom prizes. So everything that's not in the partnership prizes can only go out to those that participated in those collections for the month of April. Um, so far, we're only planning on doing that with those for April. Not quite sure what our general plan is for May. We're still talking about it internally. We'll let you know when that goes out. But the total prize pool, including those, is over 370 soul. So between the three of these, you're looking at 1670 plus the weeklies, close-ish to 1770 soul, and so pretty a pretty solid like ends to the month. And we've already done the first bi-monthly raffle was around 400 soul, so somewhere to the tune of 2200 outside of just chest rewards and all that fun stuff that we're giving out, as part of what we do for Foxes. So pretty solid prize pool here, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys get a chance to buy some tickets into our monthly raffle. And if not, if you partake in some of the other tools that we have, you have some chances at some other nice prizes here. And I think the last slide, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I just put up was the missions and raid. I don't know why I keep leaving up the stupid raid thing. Just missions. We had a raid last week, which is for Solana glasses that has ended. If you haven't had a chance to go and claim, I know it ended yesterday, but make sure you do go in and claim that. Missions for this week, we have a pretty broad amount of foxes included in it, which is pretty solid. So we've got the sweater turtleneck scarf level 44 plus. We got the solo scar level 46 plus. We've got duos for valet level 46 plus, and then we did the gamer foxer red green sweater level 46 plus and the arcade den. And then for the trios, it's two shirt slash t-shirts and a Hobbit house, which again covers a lot of foxes that aren't included in the top. And then the more complicated one is the Crown, Halo, and Castle Den, level 48 plus for those. So pretty solid chunk of foxes to cover for missions this week. So hopefully you've had a chance to launch them. It went live about 8-ish hours ago, a little more than 8 hours ago. So if you haven't had a chance yet to launch your foxes, be sure to throw them into missions. And I think that's about it. A couple of items worth mentioning. We've already had, I think, two foamies completed and sent out for folks that have won them from prizes. One of them was the Nine Tails Fox, and Foamy did an absolutely amazing job at creating that. He actually like had photoshopped the tips on the tail, because they're cut off on the actual graphic for a couple of them. So, super talented guy there, and did a fantastic job too with the layers. Like that's the one really fun part about the foamies is the layers that he does and how he kind of captures the detail for creating them. He's done a lot of other pieces that aren't foxes that are pretty cool too. So if you haven't had a chance to check him out, I highly recommend it. It's FOAMI. You can check him out on Twitter. You can check him out. I think we might have posted like some links or people talk about him within Discord. So feel free to jump in there and check those out. But we've already had two get sent out, and I think a third one is underway right now. We did finalize one unfreeze ray. We have a second one that's in progress, a third one that's rolling in, and we've kind of had to extend out the one of the gem foxes that's being redeemed just based off of the artist that was working on it. And the last item too is tier two upgrades for TFF. So we've locked in a Xeno, and I think he's starting that this week. Our hope is that the tier two art will be done for that by before the end of the month, and our hope is tier two for TFFs will roll out sometime in June. I'm gonna say early to mid June for Tier 2 TFF. So just to give an update there. Tier 3, we're still talking about. There's a few things we want to do some tweaks on. And so until those are like finalized and completed, we don't want to put out like a timeline for when Tier 3 will get launched for FFFs. And then TFFs will just be sometime after because we haven't had those FFFs like finalized before we get the TFFs rolling for getting the created. The only good side about it, and I don't know if you really consider it a good side, is that it's just for the rare and epic traits, so it is a lesser amount of art that has to be created and finalized. Um, so it's just one thing to consider, but we just want to make sure that we're happy with it before it goes out. So
Has a question for you.
Moon is a question. All right,
Yes, he said, any new merch coming soon or
mm,
on the horizon?
yeah, that's a good question. So we actually were talking internally. We want to get, I think, two more shirts we're interested in getting created. Honestly, haven't like finalized designs on them yet, but I want to get something that's lighter material. The ones that we have right now are 100% cotton, and the ones that we got for NFT NYC, I'm actually a fan of. I don't know if others like the jersey material. It's not like a sports jersey, but it's like a blend. Yeah, Jersey Cotton. That's a blend. It's pretty solid, but just trying to figure out what do we want to do for designs on it. But yeah, plan definitely is to get at least two more like shirt lines out. Would be open to other suggestions too. I know people have asked for plushies in the past. Plushies we keep going back and forth on like trying to figure out what's like the best design for them and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'd like to finalize something on that and at least get like a sample before we kind of pursue a full on thing for plushies. But I think that that would be definitely an interest moving forward. And we were talking to Sleek Geek for a little bit about getting action figures created. Um, not quite sure what we really want to do with that from a planning standpoint. It's kind of tricky because of the level of capital required for it. They do them in like drops, so it's like a mint, and you have to pay for and all that kind of fun stuff. It's almost like a GoFundMe where you crowd raise however much, and then they get created samples, all that fun stuff, and then eventually created and launched out to people. So it's been something we've also talked about too, but just trying to figure out what makes the most sense based off of like demand for people. But definitely am interested in expanding um, our merch to more things for sure. And yes, clarification there for Fortnite. Question from Goblin King. On Tier 3, upgrades of benefits other than cosmetic. Also, because Tier 3 applies for epic traits, are any of the benefits Fox to have two rare epic traits receive Tier 3 rewards? So, yeah, that's a great question, Goblin. I would say we are at its absolute core, like the main thing we're gonna have in there, of course, is having that additional chest. I don't think we're gonna make it required to have both um, rare epic, tier 3 upgrades in order for you to get it, because that wouldn't make much sense for I don't even know how many combinations of foxes don't include double rare epic traits. So I believe you just have one or the other. You only have to purchase one or the other. You'll be able to get that additional chest. Having said that, um, that's as far I think as we've really ideated on the tier 3 concept. I think there's a lot of room for us to figure out, not only necessarily for tier 3, but also for like other foxes that get to, higher levels. I mean, in RuneScape level 99 is a really big deal. Maxing out at like 120. I mean, like these are crazy numbers to get to, but as we scale up, the missions that are out there for foxes based off your levels and such, you'll be able to ramp up in fame, pretty easy. So it's just things we have to think about, from a, I don't know, reward concept type thing that will be included for things like foxes being over level 99 and that kind of fun stuff from an achievement standpoint. But right now, the main thing will be the additional chest for tier 3, and not necessarily having to have both hat and body combo, just one or the other in order to get it, just so that people aren't that blocked for being able to receive an additional chest. And I'm not sure, as for your other question, how much will they cost? Um, Based off the way we've done things, my general first guess would be probably like 40,000 ish. It might be 30,000, 40,000, something like that. And again, only one would be required for that additional chest. So worth kind of throwing that out there. And I know too that that's not an easy thing to accomplish. So there are, again, things that we're thinking about making life easier for being able to unlock those as well.